So imagine with me, you will, for a moment, that you're a 21, 22-year-old, brand new motorcyclist. You've got your MSF under your belt, a few thousand miles on the road, and you decide you want to do a group ride in the Portland greater area. One of two or three publicly available, publicly advertised group rides. And you show up to this ride, and half or less, maybe a third of the people are smoking weed, drinking beer, pre-ride. And you didn't meet at a bar. You didn't meet at like a poker run. This is a spirited sport ride, or at least advertised as such. And there's people getting loaded before the ride even happens. That's the sum of your first experience as a new rider. This is what you enjoy. This is the leadership. This is what the leadership is allowing. This is what the leadership just tolerates. And that's your first experience. Well, I don't have to imagine it because it happened to my own kid. And he's told me point blank, I'm not interested in riding with any of these chuckle fucks. None of them. Every single fucking ride, whether it meets on a Wednesday, a Tuesday, a Thursday, there's some motherfucker there doing drugs. During the ride, at the break, before the ride even happens, that's normative behavior now. That's what we do. That's what we allow, and that's what we expect. Well, fuck it, dude. And we wonder why people really aren't into the sport, or why people don't come back a second time. They don't complain. They just don't fucking show up. And some people who lead rides in this town have the audacity to complain about other rides that are happening in parallel with their ride, where they don't tolerate that kind of behavior, where everybody's not completely fucking loaded before the ride starts. So you know what? This town needs a fucking flush. It needs to fucking reboot and start over and just fucking let somebody else fucking run it. Because what I've seen and what I've heard and what do people, well, you don't have to participate if you don't want to participate. Where do people who don't have anyone in their family who rides, who don't have any other riding buddies, or who are just getting on a motorcycle for the first time, what's their first experience going to be when they show up to your shit and half your fucking people are loaded or on their way to getting loaded before the ride even runs? Does that seem normal to you? And I've heard a lot of people say they haven't seen it, they haven't seen that behavior, they haven't seen anyone intoxicated. I've seen people smoke out so much on a fucking break at a ride that they blow the next fucking four corners in a row. I saw a guy so loaded on a ride that he couldn't stand up without holding on to a fucking table. And everybody's telling me they haven't seen that behavior. Bullshit. I call bullshit in this fucking town. And you could call me a fucking dick if you want for calling it out, but that's what it is. All right? That's the God's honest truth. If you don't want to hear it, tough shit.